Hello, my name's Roy. I'm a target individual, and today I've got a friend of mine with me. His name's Juan, and he's from Tijuana in Mexico. And it's lovely to meet you, Juan. Thanks very much for coming on to say hello.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too, Roy. Like my friend mentioned, my name is Juan Carlos Macias. I'm a target individual from Tijuana, Mexico. Originally, I was born in La Piedad, Michoacan. When I was around 4 years old, my family immigrated to the United States, the Los Angeles, California area, where I lived most of my life until I got deported unjustly when I was around 23, 24. And coincidentally, ever since I was deported, I became a target individual. I have suffered very much being a target individual from people following me, gaslighting me, trying to ruin my relationships, my jobs, family slandering me, doing me unjustifiably horrible things. Um, I actually have a little daughter. She just turned 7 years old. Um, she's special needs. She's special needs. She's with her mother on the other side, and unfortunately, that I can't talk to them. They rarely let me talk to them. Like I mentioned, I used to live in Michoacan about less than a year ago, and ever since I moved over here, as soon as I got to the Tijuana airport, my gang stalkers were already waiting for me, and I have a feeling they already knew exactly where I was going to be at, and this is where I'm at right now. I've suffered from direct energy weapons to V2K to gang stalkers following me around everywhere, noise campaigns. From harassment at work, for people just coughing 24/7 everywhere I go. I've suffered a lot of things. I've been, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a scar right here in my forehead. I was
Yeah.
actually, I was jumped in a rehab by like 10 people because they were trying to do something to me, and I was trying to leave, and I was trying to leave because I knew they were going to do something to me, and they actually beat me up and stuck me in a cage for 3 months. So my family knew, they visited me there. They didn't care, which is that's totally illegal and against human rights violations. But that's another story. Um, like I mentioned, I actually work for a American company, finance company. It's called American First Finance. I work for them. I basically just help people submit their applications to get them approved or not. But I actually have a job. I work 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. I usually don't talk to many people because I know that usually if I talk to somebody and it's too good to be true, especially for me, it's usually trying to set me up or slander me or just set me up for an emotional fall where I
Yeah.
fall into spiral into a negative state where I don't want to talk to nobody. I want to be in bed. I don't want to see nobody. I don't barely want to eat. In less than a year since I've been here, I actually now have high blood pressure, and I think I might have diabetes, and I'm only 30 years old. I'm only 30 years old, so I went to see a doctor, and the doctor told me that that is not right. That you should go see a specialist because you're too young to be having those two problems. And like I mentioned, I've suffered so much. Part of my high blood pressure is the direct energy weapons when they speed up my heart, or I don't know if you know this, but on your stomach you have actually have cells that are like brain cells that actually have emotions. So when you could say like when people say, "Oh, I have a bad feeling in my gut that something's gonna happen," well, that's the same feeling that they use to get you be scared to just induce a little more trauma, a little more trauma. I'm to the point where my post-traumatic stress disorder is through the roof, where you can just make a loud bang, and I'm gonna jump, and my heart's gonna speed up, and it's gonna raise my blood pressure. So that's what they do to me now. But they still follow me around from home to work, from work to home. So that's never going to stop. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to go into a little
Do
more
your
detail.
family believe you, Juan?
Now, my family knows about it. They know it's true. They're perps. They all turn against me. Nobody. If I tell them right now, hey, they're following me around, they'll be like, "Oh, you're on drugs again," and I'll be like, "What's like? I don't do drugs. I don't do nothing. I occasionally drink here and there, but that wouldn't be enough to make me be delusional to thinking people are following me everywhere. Because a drunk person, when you're drunk, your inhibitions are lowered. You're not even paying attention to what's going on. A drunk person wouldn't notice that, but I do. I notice everything. I notice the cars, the people. Just I think it was 2 days ago after I got off work, I stopped by the store the grocery store to buy something. And as soon as I walked in, the lady behind the counter was looking at me real nasty. And I went to go pay my stuff and she was just looking at me real ugly. And I was paying my stuff and she's like, and I felt like, wow, like I've rarely come to this place. And when I usually do, I come around the nighttime and it's just for less than 2-3 minutes. I'm in and out. For them to be looking at me like that, then somebody must have told them something. Um, just today in the morning, and I woke up, I had a phone call a missed phone call from a number that area code was 663. Well, that's Tijuana. So I was like, who's calling me from 663 area code? And I called them back, and they're all like, hey, you know who this is? And I was like, no, I don't know who you are. They're all like, oh, well, I just wanted to call you to see how you're doing. They're like, hold up, I'm gonna switch the phone so you know who I am. And they took forever. So they put me on hold. So I knew they were doing something fishy. So I just hung up and I blocked them. As soon as I blocked them, you're not going to believe me, but I swear this is the truth of all God. As soon as I blocked them on my messenger, on Facebook Messenger, somebody added me to a child pornography group, like a group,
Oh,
all nothing but that. So what I tried to do is, as soon as I seen it was all Mexican people. So I was like, oh, I already knew it's them. It's them. They're trying to make me look bad. I went and I clicked on the little dot in the corner, the left corner, I
yeah.
mean the right corner, to see if I could report it, but it only gave me the option to report a technical problem. So I was like, oh, and it didn't tell me who added me. So I was like, you know what? I told a Christian friend that I have on Messenger, I told her, hey, well, somebody just added me to this, and they did it right after I blocked this person that called me. And they're all like, well, just ignore it and don't look at it, just erase it. And I just deleted it and I removed myself from the group. But these are the kind of things that I go through to the point where I can't even read my Bible. In my backpack, I have a Mormon Bible. I can show it to you. Like on my backpack right here, I always keep a Bible with me because I'm not necessarily Mormon, but I talk to some Mormons and I like the faith and all that. So I have a Mormon Bible, as you can see.
Okay.
And when I try to read my Bible or anything like that, anything that has to do with me being positive or me meditating and just finding that little peace, they'll hit the walls or they'll make noise or I have an application on my phone that's to read the Bible, and you can listen to it audio or they'll stop my audio. They do so many things to me. Um, my phone is cloned. My phone is cloned, so everywhere I go, sometimes I turn on the location and it shows that I'm somewhere totally different. I was like, what? I don't even know where that is. And it shows my location as over there. So I know they're following me everywhere I go. And sometimes they slip up and show me their locations. But what it means is that is your phone cloned? If your phone is cloned, that means that their IME, their everything on that phone is the same as yours. So they could do something on that phone and it'll make it seem like I did it. So that's
Right.
how they always slandering me and gaslighting me. He's doing this, he's doing that. I don't even talk to nobody. I particularly just avoid people just to not seek no negative attention because they give me the most negative attention they want. But like I mentioned, like I go through this on a daily basis. It's been almost 6 years. Like right now, I'm short of breath. Like I'm short of breath. Like, and this is how they put me. They put me in a state where I feel like I'm gonna already either get killed by somebody or I'm just gonna die like of a heart attack because they're always trying to induce some type of sickness or something. But if you have any questions, I'm like I mentioned, I'm willing to go into a little more detail about anything you have.
Okay. So you said you believe you've been on the program for 6 years now, Juan?
Yes, I know it's been 6 years because when I first noticed it, this is the reason my family says I was on drugs because when I first became a target individual, I was on crystal meth. I
Okay.
was on crystal meth, and that happened because I got deported unjustifiably. When I got deported, my daughter, she wasn't even a year old and she had an oxygen tank and my little girl was little. And me and the mother of my child were starting to like drift away from each other.
Yeah.
And she's the love of my life. I would do anything for her, for them. Like that hurt me so much that I ended up like in a negative state. And
Yeah.
we all know target individuals are monitored by psychologists and psychiatrists that know psychology. So they
Yeah.
seen that I was a negative person, that if I get in a certain move, that I go into a certain spiral. So that's what they did to me. They're like, well, he's the type of person that if you get him mad, he's gonna do something negative. He's just gonna say, screw the world, I'm gonna do this. I don't care what nobody says. And that's the type of person that I was. And I was on crystal meth for 3 long years. I've
Wow.
never had a problem with no drugs on the other side, until I got over here. But Like I mentioned, I noticed that I was being watched through a window where I lived at because I can hear them talking. I could always hear them talking, and I would always look and see people move out the window, but I wouldn't pay attention to them. I was like, whatever, because I didn't know what it was. I only started knowing what a target individual was about like a little over 2 years ago, where I actually heard the term and I looked it up and I found people that were saying, well, I got people following me. I got people doing this. I got people doing that. And I was like, what? Like, that's exactly what I've been telling my family this whole time. But if I show them, they're going to be like, oh, they're on drugs too. So I already know that there's no point in trying to reach them anymore. There's no point in trying to seek help because I've told my family the truth since the beginning. I've done so many good things just to try to clear my name, just to make nobody else look bad, drag nobody else into this. I tried everything I can, but they don't care. They're always going to slander me. They're always going to make me out to be the worst. I've called the FBI. I've called everybody. They don't care. They don't care. So, like they were claiming me to be some type of criminal. So I called the people, the police, and said I did it. I'm going to see if I'm such a criminal. I'm going to call them and I'm going to say I did it. See what they do. You know what they did? Nothing. They did nothing. They didn't investigate. Did nothing. Nobody's ever contacted me. They have my name. They have everything about me. They know who's my family. Nothing ever happened. So I was like, okay, fine, that's fine. But I'm at to the point where I don't know who can I talk to or how can I do something just to get away from all this. Like it makes no sense. Like I know it's the government. One time my family slipped up and they were trying to lock me up in a rehab and they used the word he's not right in his head anymore because he's a psychopath. And ever since they said that, I thought to myself, well, I've never gone to a psychologist. I've never been actually diagnosed as nothing. So why would he, of all people, say that? Only a psychologist or somebody like that could tell you that somebody's a psychopath. So that is something that I know that they've been talking to people. My family's been talking to people that are from the government because that's the only way they would know something like that. But still, you know, I don't hurt nobody. I keep to myself. I go. I don't. I mean, I was gonna say I go to school. I go to work. Like I mentioned, if I was such a crazy person, I wouldn't be able to work in a financing company, doing computer, talking to clients all day. You know, and that's something that I do on a
How
daily.
is work? Do you have friends at work, Juan?
I deep in my heart, I want to say they're my friends. Like I have
Right.
people I talk to, people I laugh with,
Yeah.
but I've suffered so much and been betrayed by so many people that I let my guard down around that in the back of my head, I don't consider them friends. Like I just, well, they're associates. They're my colleagues from work. They're, you know,
Yeah.
but there's certain people that I wish I could say, well, that's my friend. If I died today, at least I could say that was my friend. But
Right.
I don't know.
Do you have a life outside of work and
No,
this?
no,
No.
no. My life is in shambles. The water leaks through my windows where I live at. The air comes in through my um the only thing that I have that I could say it's my life are these little guys. The only thing that I could say it's my life are these little guys.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah. So
Oh, you're lucky. Beautiful.
yeah, so the only thing I could say that I have to look forward to when I get home is seeing them jump around, happy to see me because nobody else is happy to see me anytime, you know. So that is something that I mean, it's just my dogs, but I love my dogs so much. So
I can see you've got a good heart, Juan.
oh, I've always had a good heart. There was a time when I thought they were gonna actually kill me. So what I did is that I was like, well, if they're gonna kill me, I got this in my house. I got this in my house. Well, I like this person. I'm gonna give them this. Here, you can have this too. And that's how the sad reality is that I've gotten to the point where I really thought they were gonna kill me. So I started giving away my stuff. Like here, well, if they kill
Yeah.
me, people I don't like are gonna keep my stuff. So I rather give it to people I like. And
Yeah.
that's the person I am.
How long
Like
has the V2K been going on for, Juan?
the 6 years, 6 years.
Uh,
That lady, I already know her tactics. What she does is she she tells me a certain word to trigger a certain trauma or memory or something that I don't want to think about to
Right.
just get my up. And then once I start thinking about that, they start saying the word again and again and again. So I try to enter into a panic attack.
Right. I was actually diagnosed with diabetes and high blood pressure as well, Ron. and I actually lost about 15 kilos, and I haven't got high blood pressure anymore, and I haven't got diabetes anymore.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know how to control the high blood pressure, but I know that with diabetes, you can actually live a pretty long and normal long life. It's just about watching your diet, doing exercise, and taking your medications, certain things like that. But it's been less than a year since I've been here. And before I left Michoacan, I went to the doctor. My blood pressure was not high. I did not have diabetes. I have nothing. And now when I'm here in less than a year, I'm that messed up in less than a year. So it's everything that's happened since I've been here. Don't get me wrong, I suffered over there a lot. That's why I left, because I figured I'd rather be alone and still suffer than be with the people that I are supposed to love me and suffer. So I'd rather be alone and suffer by myself. Like I don't feel that that's anything for me to do. So I left. I left and I came here. I came here because I was gonna be seeing my daughter every 2 weeks, but I only saw her April last year for that 1 week, and I've never seen her again. And her mother stopped talking to me. All the promises she made, there were lies. They were just another way to coerce me to come over here. And it's been hell. I've actually told them like, hey, like, why'd you do this to me? And they're like, well, if you don't want to be there, go back. And they know well that I can't go back because there's no going back over that place. It was the same thing being there, being here.
Right.
So I can't go back to that place with my family over there in Michoacan because something's gonna happen to me. But it doesn't matter because something's gonna happen to me regardless, no matter where I'm at. So I'd just rather be myself and tough it out, and hope for the best.
I think you'll be okay, one, because a lot of TIs can't work. So I think you're in quite a good position if you can manage to work. You've got your own roof over your head. You've got your three little dogs there. I think you're doing all right.
Nah, what I got, not to be ungrateful, but they only let me work just so they could see like, well, he's doing okay, he's doing all right. And then this apartment, I don't want to be here. I wanted to move a long time ago, but I was renting the apartment downstairs, and the lady who rents the apartment downstairs, she robbed me of $1,000 deposit. So that's $1,000. Like she robbed it for me, and she never gave it back. And last time I seen her, she came back with some thugs in a car just to get some stuff out, just to so I wouldn't tell her or try to do nothing to her because they knew that I was really mad that she stole my money because I was nothing but good to that lady. I was never bad to that lady, and for her to do something like that to me and just try to play me for a fool, I thought that it was really really wrong of her. And she came back that same day that this neighbor on this side moved out. She came back too, but she came with some thugs to protect her, so I wouldn't do nothing to her. And I seen her, and she seen me, and she just stood quiet. And she tried to tell me something, but I just ignored her and I just kept going because I knew if I talk to her, I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna say something. I was like, just avoid it. Just avoid it. They're gonna find
Yeah.
a way to on you. If you're the aggressor, they're gonna call the cops on you and use it as a reason to try to lock you up and try to do something to you. Just don't do it. Keep going. And that's what I did. So
Do you document everything, one?
I actually have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Targeted for Justice Individuals on YouTube. I can send you a link
Okay.
later. Yeah,
Yeah, if you send me a link, I'll put that in the link when I upload this.
it's called Justice for Targeted Individuals. It's on YouTube. That's exactly the name. It's going to be Justice, the number 4, and then Target Individuals. And
Oh,
that's my
fabulous.
yeah, that's my YouTube channel. I haven't actually uploaded anything new recently, maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe. But I actually have videos of where I talk and like talk about my experience. There's one where I'm actually crying because I couldn't take it no more. But
Yeah.
I'm trying my best. People
You
try to
seem
make me out.
like you're doing okay, one.
Yeah, I'm great. I can tell you, I'm great if nobody bothers me. If they just let me be. I don't do nothing to nobody. I go to work. I come home, but they're not gonna leave me alone. They either want me to blow up because my V2K has told me many times, do this, do that, kill this person. Don't
Yeah.
let them tell you, like you know who you are. You're
Yeah.
this. You're like. They've told me so many things, and it's crazy that the people believe it. So I was like, it doesn't matter what I say.
even if I say I don't do it, even if I say I do it, you're gonna person who hears it is gonna make up their own mind based off what they hear. So I has gotten to the point where I'm just like, I don't care what nobody thinks of me. I'm just gonna go home, come home, and just do me. Just go to work, buy my stuff, buy my food. Like right now, I don't even have gas. Like my gas ran out, and I've been like that for almost 3 days, and it's just like it's terrible. But like I mentioned, I'm trying my best. I'm trying to maintain. The worst of
We're
it.
all behind you, mate. I'm
Thank you,
behind you 100% all the time.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's just hard with
We
people.
have a chat show on a Sunday one, and there's
Oh,
normally between 10 and 20 people. And you know, it's a little community, and we just get together on a Sunday and just to say hello,
that sounds
you know,
great.
because
I
it's
usually,
people that can relate to each other.
yeah, I'm actually looking to like meet more people and like spread my story and hear new stories because there's always somebody who knows a little something more than I didn't know, or I might know something that somebody else did.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's always good to network with TIs and just find out a little more about each individual story because not every TI is targeted the same. Some people don't have V2K, some people don't have gang stalkers, some people just have the direct energy weapons, and it's just different forms of targeting.
Yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of perpetrators as well, isn't there? So in the
Yeah, and
communities.
that's kind of what like, but that's actually the best tactic they use to keep us isolated. It's because
Exactly.
be a good person and they're not a perp on the back of our heads for all the trauma we've been through, we instinctively we don't trust that person. Like, no,
Yeah,
I'm not a person. Even though that person could be the best person for you at that moment, all the trauma you've been through will not let you get close or open up to that person because it's terrifying. Like we're always trying to protect ourselves. So by trying to protect ourselves, we actually isolate ourselves, which is actually exactly what they want. So we're feeding right into their head.
exactly. But I think after a while, there are people in the TI community that I trust. You
Yeah,
know, but I'm in England, and you know, there's so many TIs, a lot in the States. There's quite a few in the UK. They're Japan. They're in there's a lot in Europe as well. You know, so it's a pretty wide program.
yeah, it really is. It's just that I feel that sometimes there's a couple of TIs that are real TIs, and they're so desperate to get off the program
Yeah,
that if perps contact them and tell them, well, if you can do this to this person, and we'll get you off the program, and they get lied to and slandered, and they'll do certain things just to mess with us, and they don't get off the program. Like I try to tell people, like I've never heard of nobody ever get off this program. Like it's just something you can't get out of.
I think you can get a reprieve because I heard voices for about 27 years. And then the voices started graduating off, but I still get the DEW because I get severe headaches, but they
Yeah.
broke my inner ear bones as well. So I have a constant clicking. But
Okay.
it's, you know, there are a few people I believe that like Dr. Matthew Aaron. He was a neuro scientist and he was on the program. But I believe at the moment they've given him a job and he's being a good boy. So, you know, I think he's off the program temporarily. But I think, like you said, I think it's only a temporary thing.
No, it's not. It's not a temporary thing for me. I've actually gone at least 6 months without them following me or bugging me or doing nothing to me. I had lived a perfect life for 6 months, but
Right.
it's what they made me think. They were always there. They were always watching me, just that they
Yeah,
didn't interrupt nothing.
yeah,
Just to it gets to the point where they do that. So if you move to a new location and they don't follow you, but they're there, you're gonna think, "Wow, I'm free! I'm ditched them. I escaped from them. I'm finally free." And you start doing your life again, and then bam, they snatch you back in to the
yeah.
program, and it's exactly the same thing that I just mentioned. You're gonna go into a downward spiral because that shock of you being finally free and then bringing you back into hell, it's
Mm.
traumatizing. traumatizing. It's all psychology. It's just to make you break down your mentality to a point where you're just desperate. You don't know what to do. They want you. They want us to kill people. They want us to do something crazy. It's insane. It's insane. I can't believe this is actually a government program. Like, it's insane. Like, it's secret. Watch this program. Like, it's insane. They either want us to get killed, to die from illness, to kill somebody. I don't know if you remember. There's this guy called, what was his name? Something Mays. He was Black African American.
Oh,
and
Myron.
Myron Mays. Well, he was a lawyer, respected lawyer. He was great in his field, and he was speaking about everything, that they would not leave him alone. And if I know he was a real TI, so if he was a real TI, there was government officials watching him. They knew he was going to go shoot up the university. They didn't stop it. They let it happen because that's what they do. They create active shooters. They create us to be monsters. They create us to be the worst and the worst. And that's what they want us to do. If it gets to a point where if we do something that jeopardizes them, they either want to kill us by literally killing us, or just by inducing heart attacks or strokes and stuff like that, just making us sick to a point where, or just locking us up in mental institutions where we can't do nothing. That's what they do.
So you're going to continue working, and we'll have to keep in contact. And send me the name of your website, a link to it. I'll put that up on the YouTube channel. And is there anything you would like to ask Juan?
Not in particular.
No?
I mean,
well,
no.
What I'll do is on Sunday, I'll send you a link for TI Talk. And if you're available on Sunday, and then you can come along and meet some of the rest of the gang.
Yeah, I would actually love that, but I actually work on Sundays. I work on Sundays from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m.
Right, so you're 8 hours behind. So, all right, well, we'll have to do it another time, because we normally start at 7:30 UK time, which is 11:45 a.m. your time. Yeah, so, but I know there's another couple of people that are doing it as well anyway, so. Yeah, but we've got a lot of American friends out there, Juan.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually right next to the border of the California, Mexico border.
Right.
I'm right next to the border, and then she like, I try not to be like too descriptive from what I say, because they hate when I actually try to make it a little too detailed, because it makes them look bad, because it makes me look smart. You know what I mean? They're always trying to make me look like the worst of monsters, like, but they know I'm pretty smart, because I didn't study it too well, but I studied psychology and sociology, and that's something that's always interested me, psychology and stuff like that. So I understand a lot about their techniques that they do to me and what they're trying to do, and I'm always trying to figure out a way, like, because there's good psychology and there's bad psychology. You know, there's psychology that actually help you, and all they're doing is dark psychology. That's all they do, to manipulate. It's narcissistic, sadistic. It's just to make us feel in pain, and they love watching us hurt. They love that. And if we complain, they're just gonna dismiss us as crazy, or you're on drugs. Just another form of gaslighting, and that's just another form to hurt you mentally. Like, oh my God, I told the person that I thought was gonna actually understand what I'm saying, and they dismissed me as crazy. And that in itself will just make you go into a downward spiral. But yeah, I think that's a topic for another day. But yeah,
Yeah.
actually,
did you ever get into the mental health system?
yes, they actually, like
right.
I mentioned, they actually locked me up in rehabs a couple of times. The last time they locked me up was illegally, because I wasn't on drugs, I wasn't doing nothing, and I only got drunk one time at a party, and one of my family members offered me drugs, and I got mad and I broke a window, and they locked me up. So that's another thing that they do, you know.
Oh no, I say that because most TIs have been falsely diagnosed.
Yeah, that's what they always do. That it's just another way to how can I say, just to have us sedated on drugs, just so they could do whatever they want to do on us. Just keep them there.
Exactly.
That's what I
Any
do.
final words, Juan?
I love you all. Take care.
Much appreciated. Really nice to have met you, Juan.
You too,
And
Ryan.
hopefully catch up again soon. And send me the link and I'll upload it onto the YouTube channel and BitChute. And take care and God bless you. And we'll beat this all together, Juan.
I know we will. I'll send you the link right now as soon as we're done through email.
Okay, mate. Thanks ever so much. Thanks, Juan. Cheers,
Meeting you.
mate. Bye. Happy New Year.